Let's stay with some other education issues now, and I feel like we have this conversation every year. The Federation of Governing Bodies of SA Schools has laid a complaint against the Eastern Cape Education Department at the Human Rights Commission. Why? It says the department has failed yet again to deliver teaching and learning support material in time for the start of the school year. Let's now speak to FEDSAS. Joining us to talk about it, Juané from FEDSAS. Juané, good morning to you. And as I said, it feels a bit like deja vu. I feel like I have these interviews every single year, and I keep getting told that the department is caught off guard. Surely that's just not applicable anymore. We know the new year starts this time every year.
Good morning, Gareth, and you're completely right. The reasons provided by the Eastern Cape Department once again is poor planning and the fact that they have budgetary shortfalls. And that was one of the motivations why we have also decided to lay charge with the Human Rights Commission, is because that's completely unacceptable. We're seeing this every year. We're looking at the realization of learners' rights, and the department is just coming up with the same excuses every year: budgetary shortfalls and poor planning. So, I mean, that's totally unacceptable, and that's something that needs to be investigated. Individuals in their personal capacity needs to be held accountable, and yeah, that's one of the reasons we've decided to lay charge against the department at the Human Rights Commission.
Juané, we're going to talk about accountability in a moment. First of all, just help me understand how devastating this can be for pupils coming back to school. We know the rotational learning already causing a major problem. Children are falling behind in their studies. I imagine not having the resources from the get-go makes it even worse. Just how much worse can not having the schooling material make the life of a learner?
Yeah, for sure. Gavin, perhaps I should first of all just say our courts have already said that the provision of learning and teaching material is crucial to the realization of the learner's right to education. Now, we know that some of our schools, specifically our quintile 1 to 3 schools, those are the schools that cannot levy school fees. So those schools are 100% completely dependent upon the department to deliver the LTSM. So they don't have any additional funds to purchase it themselves. And perhaps I should just say, ironically enough, the solution by the department was that schools should use their 2021 allocations, which we know, looking at feedback from the schools in the Eastern Cape, were barely enough for the 2021 school year. Now they're expected to use to get material from somewhere without the necessary resources. So we all know, and perhaps I should also say, the department stated that some of the schools will only as late as May this year receive their test books and receive their material. So you can think now, with schools being on a rotational or learners attending school on a rotational basis without having the necessary learning and teaching material, without having textbooks, there's no way the learning and teaching can take place in the schools, and that's absolutely a gross violation of those learners' rights to education.
So what do we want to see happen here? I mean, I want to talk about accountability, which you can touch on as well, Juané, before I let you go. But the point is, in the end, the pupils need to get these materials as quickly as possible. This action you're taking, do you think this is going to speed up the process or slow down the process?
Well, Gavin, we're absolutely hoping that it will speed up the process. We have written to the HOD and we have communicated to her to intervene as quick as possible to see to it that material is delivered by Wednesday. And we're hoping that the investigation from the Human Rights Commission on an urgent basis would also put the pressure on our department to make sure that they make the necessary plan, that they get the budget that they need, and that they purchase and procure the material which we would want to see to be delivered by Wednesday. So we truly hope that the pressure being put on the department would have them realize the urgency of the matter, would have them realize that they are actually in breach of the Constitution, and we hope to see that material will be delivered by Wednesday.
And of course, we're going to keep a very close eye on this as well come Wednesday here on eNCA. Juané van der Merwe from FEDSAS Legal Services joining us this morning. Juané, thank you very much. Federation of Governing Bodies of SA Schools. This Wednesday, coastal schools going back to the classroom, as you've been hearing. Some schools in the Eastern Cape, in fact far too many schools in the Eastern Cape, don't have the basic learning materials.